Whether you're living through a pandemic or not, artists need to find a way to keep hopeful through the ups and downs of their career. When we come back, we're going to talk about ways to keep hopes high. How you doing? And welcome to Music Industry City's Monday Kickoff, where we offer up important tips for a successful career and get you motivated for the week ahead. I'm Peter Schwing, and joining me today is my fellow co-host, Aisha Adamo. Dave has the week off. If there's something you'd like to chime in about, join us in the chat or leave a comment below. And what we started doing, and it's turned out really cool, is after we do the segment, we roll the credits, and then we come back. So if you are in the live chat, hang out, and you can chat with us, and Aisha will come back, and we're just going to chit-chat about stuff, and would love to hear your thoughts, what you're interested in, and without further ado, let's get right to this and bring Aisha up to the stage. Aisha, what's up?
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I am doing good. How are you doing?
Well, and very good. Happy Valentine's Day. A day later, you're still sporting the red.
Valentine's Day, Lunar New Year, President's Day weekend. It's a cornucopia of holidays.
It's a super celebration day.
Yeah.
With the Lunar New Year's, I mean, you did a little video, didn't you?
I sure did, yes. And I sang in Chinese, and some people understood it, and many people did not, but it was cute and silly anyway. Actually, so my Instagram people, are super positive about it, but like on TikTok, I have total haters about it who are like, I don't know about this.
Well, I mean, anything with social media, you're going to find the haters. Somebody's going to say something about something. So
hate is going to hate.
Hate is going to hate. So, so let's talk about what is going on with the pandemic and the fact that, artists, everybody's struggling in some way. Others are coming up with unique, creative ways that are leading the charge when they get out of this. As with anything, if business, if you have an artist career, it's like starting a business in the sense, and you have the ups and downs. So you're going to have people flocking to you, and then all of a sudden nobody's responding. And then you're going to have some hits, you're going to have some misses. How do we stay, how do we stay focused and also get through, especially mentally, in this kind of space where, especially as an artist, it's a bigger roller coaster ride than any other area?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it is that, hope isn't over there or out there. It's in here, it's local. And that's kind of the vibe of what I want to talk about today.
All right, well, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, so here we are talking about hope in the middle of a pandemic. And, this, even in this, very topsy-turvy year, we've all had our ups and downs this year for sure. There have been signs of this thing called hope. And, I've been trying to really focus on those good things, even if they're small, which I think is really important to do. We have, this is not a small thing, the valiant work of our medical professionals, of our first responders, of, all those people who are out there in the workforce, keeping the wheels turning. We have like these young, bright Amanda Gormans who wow us with, some lovely words that hit us at the core, which is what we do as artists. And we have, for many of us, this renewed sense of value in our time, in our lives. And that's a more personal thing. But I think so many artists that I've talked to have really had this new sense of like, oh, I really value my time in a new way. I really value my interactions in a new way. And also, we have each other, which is huge. So, this past President's Day weekend, there have been some disappointments, to say the least, in the way that many of us would like to see justice served. And sure, that's a thing. But perhaps we're looking too far afield for these big things like hope and justice. And maybe we need to find them a little closer to home, to find that balance that we seek in this distant place on the world stage, maybe we need to find that a little closer to where we are and set that gaze on what's right around us right here. In our creative work, in an industry that has been hit really hard by the pandemic, no one can deny it, there are times when hope feels like a far off thing. But the thing is, we're also an industry that brings hope to so many people. And that's a very big purpose of entertainment. And the need for that has only increased during this time. So it's really important that we find the inspiration to continue to inspire. And for that, instead of looking in the lofty places, I suggest we go local. I suggest that we find the hope right here where we are, in the people around us, in the surroundings that, our environment. This could mean checking in with a friend that we haven't spoken to in a long time, just touching base, or putting real presence into our online interactions. Let's be present with the people who are right here, because this is what our lives and our memories are truly made of, more than what is going on the national stage and on the world stage. So when we decide to do a Zoom or message someone online, let's really do it this week. Let's try this out and not take it for granted. If we're spending some time snuggling with a pet, let's really do that. If we're out taking a walk in nature, let's really see those trees, see the snow or the grass, depending on what kind of terrain you're in. Let's be present for it and let's live it like it's real, because it is. This is our earth plane. This is what's real now. And we can truly be present for it and enjoy it and find that hope in the presence. So, this kind of consciousness for the simple things creates inspired action. And that, I think, is contagious. It's a thing that as creatives, that we're very practiced at finding within ourselves, that we can also ride the wave of it from others. Like when we interact with others, we don't always need to be the generators of all the hope in the room, of all the inspiration on the stage. We can ride what's going on, just like we ride the energy of a crowd, of an audience that we perform in front of. We can ride what's in the room and what's in the environment around us to build up our hope, and also to turn that back, to just receive it and release it, so that it's an endless cycle of generating this energy and sharing it. So don't be afraid to let people in right now, and be present with them, to be yourself around others and to inspire them through just being yourself around them, just sitting in that presence. This is the work of the artist and the work of really living. These are the bridges and tissue that connects us all. And they're right here. They're local. They're not out there. They are out there, but all the out there starts right here. And everything that you're going to achieve as an artist that's big and out there starts right here. So I hope you'll take this week and have that kind of energetic exchange with others and build this kind of hope between you. It's a bridge and a scaffolding and a sacred geometry that connects us all. And it starts right here where you are today. So I hope you'll check it out this week.
Right on, right on. Yeah, there's a few things that I really picked up. For musicians, it's that almost that calling, like music inspires people, and what a lot of musicians may not realize, that right now is an amazing opportunity to help inspire people that you may not even know you're doing. It's like right now, because many are saying, oh, I might hold off my album release, or I might do this, or my single release, or my EP. It's like the world deserves to hear your music. And
Absolutely.
and the fact is, there are things you can do on social media that incorporate you as a person. And artists many times just get stuck in I use social media for, here's my release, go find me on Spotify, go find me on Apple, here's my video. Instead of creating that connection where you can just hop on Instagram and you can talk and share about what you're doing. I see a lot of musicians over on Twitch, and they're talking about with their fans and their audience and their followers is what they're going through, and they're sharing that, and then they're playing music, and that has created such an engagement and a community. And people, you watch those comments like, thank you so much, you've inspired me. So if you go out on Instagram, and here's another thing, here's a great opportunity. And we're going to talk about Clubhouse in a second, because it's the buzz
Yeah.
right now, so it's almost like you can't get away from it. But the thing is about having conversations together, kind of like what we're doing right now, is having a conversation, and people get to tune in and they can join in the chat. And you, as a musician, can have a conversation with other musicians by simple starting an Instagram and telling them, hey, show up my Instagram feed. I'm going to add you to it. And people can watch us having a conversation talking about music.
Yeah, I mean, opportunity for connectivity in that way is really huge. And like you're mentioning Clubhouse, I've definitely found in the past few weeks that that has been a really bold new inspiration for me, just to connect with people. It's almost like, it's the meeting of the most, popular app right now, I would say, with this old time radio feel. It has this warmth to it because you're really tuning into people's voices, and that's, all that's on the app. You can't, type in a message to people there. It's just the voice. And there's something about that. There's something about really reaching people and joining them in that way that is quite powerful and much needed at this time. So I think artists will really find, if they do, reach out to their fans in this way and do, put their work out at this time, because we all need inspiration right now. I think it's going to be a good thing. I think it's going to be a really good thing.
Voice is so powerful. And the other thing about Clubhouse is because it's passive listening, and people can just kick it back like a radio. Like you said, it's radio, that's passive listening. And you get to hear some people in the industry or musicians that you would never, ever have had the opportunity to hear them speak freely.
Yeah.
Like, here's my thoughts on something. Here is what I'm working on. We're doing this. But the connection and the connectivity of being able, and I think that's the part two of this, and that's why I go back to, is if a musician could say, talk to a fellow musician, they might be chatting and might be saying, oh, I'm having a hard time with this. Well, you can go public with that, in that sense of saying, let's have this conversation in video and have other people join, or let's start our own Clubhouse room. It's being able to talk about that. And once you start saying, hey, I'm doing this, you can find that people, and it takes one person, it takes two. If you're doing something and, like you say, I just want to talk about this, maybe you might be a little down, you'll find that people will respond and say, hey, you really inspired me because I might have been down, or what you're doing has really helped me. And that is a dopamine shot. That is a shot of dopamine. If you're down and somebody says, wow, you've inspired me, all of a sudden you're like, wow, oh, wait a second. I have purpose. I have meaning. There's something that gets you back out of the funk, being able to connect. And that's what music is about.
Absolutely. And the hope goes back and forth, you volley it back and forth. So it's worth taking advantage of. It's funny, on Friday, on Chinese New Year's, there was a Bling Empire room on Clubhouse. And one of the leads in that was talking about how she's getting death threats because she's slightly the villain in, this reality storyline. But really not. Actually, there are many things in the series that you understand what she's going through and why she is the way she is. But still, opening up about the hate that she was getting from some people, and hearing it in her voice too. There's something about that, and just the voice, not the visual. It's very compelling, and you understand. And so, we're doing music in an audio medium here. You know, we're in a medium of the voice, of sonorities and chords and melodies, and we're in this sea of sound. And it's such a powerful, powerful tool. So yeah, there's a lot out there. And, you know, hope is there, people. That's all I got to say.
Well, and it goes back to, like, you know, you can take it back to ancient times and play within the harmonies of the universe.
Absolutely. Well, I could get into that for days.
Yeah.
You know, that's my shit right there.
Well, maybe we'll do that when we come back. So we're going to wrap up the segment, and then so stick around after we roll the credits. We're going to come back for anybody in the chat. We're going to just continue the conversation. All right. So that is going to be it for today. If you're interested in more of what we're talking about, hit that like, subscribe, any of those buttons, the heart, whatever platform you're on, and join us in the conversation. Let us know what you're interested in. If there's something you want to ask us, let's do that. So once again, thank you so much to my co-host Aisha Adamo, and have a rockin' week. Cheers.